All right, guys, I'm pretty freaking pumped about this one. This is the Anubis 2.0. I had the original Anubis. I did a review on it, and it's awesome. It was kind of like a game changer because they got the 12 gauge steel, the integrated cables that everybody's looking for, and then they have this patent pending safety spotter arm design for added stability. It's got a compact half rack setup. It was a great kind of budget value all in one rack to bring to the market. The one thing, they just had one orientation of it, so they went back to the drawing board and they were able to add a Smith machine option, a shorter rack option. This is 90-inch uprights, which is, it works for me, and they have a couple more colors now. Well, actually, they only have two colors, the red and the black. And the red, the paint job, everything. I actually, before I assembled this, I did a quick little video just going over some of the different individual parts before I put it together. So I'll put that.
Here we go. This is the Anubis 2.0 build. I'm going to go through some of these parts individually so you know what you're getting. You have all these different instruction manuals, different bolts and things. They come with wrenches so you can put this together if you didn't have any tools. There's some nice D handles there. They have this straight bar with pretty passive, but then they have this straight bar, which is cool because I have a straight bar, but it doesn't have this swivel. Every product basically comes with a rope, so I have a rope. I have this lat pull down bar, which feels a little bit just like painted, you know what I mean? It's not like some crazy powder coat, but then they have this nice welded T-bar row. Even that landmine feels super nice and substantial. The one thing with the J-cups and with the safety spotters, they didn't do the UHMW plastic on the inside. I was kind of hoping they did for the 2.0 version. I just don't like that metal on metal. There's the nice beefy sandwich style J-cups though, can't be mad about those. Then you have the safety spotter arms with the drop down kickstand thing. It's their sort of designed to keep this a compact, minimal half rack setup, but add the stability of like a full power rack. It seems like, without using it yet, it seems like they added a couple things. Maybe these rubber feet feel a little bit different and just a little bit more well put together. A giant barbell tube holder here that goes straight through, so the top of your sleeve is gonna rest on this rubber right here, and then just this beefy with rollers. It's obviously got all the aluminum pulleys and things. Got the weight stacks over there, which is extremely efficient. And then I'll show this piece. The first one didn't have this, but this is cool. This is a way to secure your legs down for lat pull downs, or use it to put your feet up against. And then this is like some of the cross members, and you can see the nice red touches and the Mikolo, and it feels good. I got the 3x3, the 12 gauge steel. It's not like rusted out on the inside or anything like that. Here is the uprights, which is kind of like a cool paint. It's shining against the light right now, but it's got laser cut numbers every other hole. But it's just like, it's so smooth with the paint. Although I do wonder how it's gonna hold up with those J-cups and everything. If the J-cups had some UHMW, it would protect this a lot more. Like, there's already a slight chip right there. All in all, like, it looks good right now. This is nice, the gritty black, that feels good. And then I've always liked how they do the straight bar, pull-up bar with the different optionalities for the close grip and neutral grip. A cross member, I think, down at the bottom for different storage, which is cool. And they changed this. This feels a little bit different, and I will say this did have a little bit of bend right there. It looks like it got slightly damaged. I still should be able to put that together just fine. Nothing crazy. And then these aren't hollowed out. These are actual like rods, like guide rods. Some of the more budget companies will make them hollow. This is actually solid. So for what you get, this is substantial. This is high quality pieces and whatnot. especially from a budget company. All right, well, let's
This is kind of like an assembly first impressions. And when I did the first impression video, originally I was super excited. And with this one too, I'm super excited. I absolutely love this red. They sent out this like 3-way adjustable bench with it as well. So I do want to talk about that because I've had one of these in-house from another company and this like blows it out of the water. It can stand up and it has feet. It's a win in my book. I'm honestly still trying to figure out if this is like just a refresh and not really a lot going on like 2.0 wise, but it does feel just that much more premium and refined. Like I really like the original. I ended up selling it, but I do like this one even better. It does everything super well. I actually only have one trolley system set up right now because I didn't have all the weight plates. And it's possible they could be pulling up right now. So like I said, they pulled up and they just dropped off a bunch of these weight plates. I reached out to Mikolo Fitness yesterday and they said they will be here today, and it's not even noon and these weight plates arrived. I don't know if it was originally a FedEx issue or what, but here we are. I don't really want to do this, but I am. I'm gonna put this together, this weight stack, and we'll kind of just go through and I'll show you how it works. Some weight stacks, I've never seen like springs on the bottom before, so this one does have that. I don't know if it's a huge benefit, but if you drop the weight stack, it's not gonna smash, which is nice. And then it has these rods, which some rods are hollowed out. These are solid rods for the weight stack. Weight stacks, a gift and a curse. I love weight stacks though, just the efficiency. So pay attention to the orientation. You want this little black tab up, and now I'm gonna start sliding these on. No! No big deal, no big deal. Now we have our cable. Gonna make sure this is good. Get all the twists out as best as you can. Maybe stretch it out. I'm gonna just simply run this cable. Very easy to do. Then you want to keep this nice and tight. Not so tight, because if you keep it too tight, the weight stack pin kind of gets stuck. Welcome back. I now have this fully assembled, and I'm just going to break it down and talk about just my first impressions and some cool things about this rack. Welcome to my new rack. This is the Anubis 2.0. They did have a 1.0 version that I recently reviewed, so if you want to check that video out, the 2.0 version is here. They sent it out to me free for a review. They also sent me a cool like 3-in-1 adjustable weight bench that feels extremely nice with the same red paint color. One of the updates that they did make is the 1-inch holes all around this 3x3-inch upright. 3x3, obviously extremely stable. I am confusing this with 11 gauge steel because it feels that much more substantial, but this is actually 12 gauge steel. But It is so much better than the 14 gauge steel racks. Like, you can lift with confidence with this. One thing about it is, like, I'm looking at it and it just feels so substantial, but then this nice paint job, and I don't see it like rusting out on the inside or anything. There's no like burrs or anything with the holes. There's the laser cut numbers every 2 holes. Rubber feet on the bottom as well, just if you had to put this on concrete. The 1-inch holes on either side is an absolute game changer for just attachment compatibility. Put my rep rack off to the side for the time being, but my kids absolutely love that rep drop-in dip attachment. That fits perfectly onto this rack. So the dimensions, the 3x3 is the same as like the rep rack. There's no like wiggle or anything. The tolerances on the attachments that Rep Fitness has fit perfectly on this. And not only Rep Fitness, but I know Mikolo makes a lot of attachments as well, like that lateral raise attachment. I saw a lot of people say good things about that if you wanted to incorporate something like that. So it's just nice that this is the bones of the rack. Like, I was doing heavy weighted bench press with it, and just having the ability to do all your different staple exercises and your compound lifts is absolutely crucial. So having the nice uprights to do it on. As you can see, this is a half rack, not a full rack. So there is a little bit of caution to be taken when it comes to like this thing tipping over, because you don't see any front like stabilizer feet. One thing that they do have are these foldable safety spotter arms, which is a cool design, because if you put the safety spotter arms in the front of your rack, and then it's got this like kickstand, and then you put that down, it's like lifting inside of a rack at that point. So you can do your like heavy rack pulls and things of that nature. I only have 160 pounds total, and I'm not sure the max capacity that they rate those on. I was doing lat pull downs without the feet on. I was doing so many other things, pull-ups without the feet on. Use caution when doing something like that, but I haven't had like any issue or concern of this thing tipping over with the exercises that I utilize this for. I don't know how many people who watch my videos are doing 500-pound lifts or anything like that, but if you are, it's a cool design. As cool as those are, I would like an optional like front stabilizer feet for this rack and just regular safety spotter arms instead of utilizing those safety spotter arms. They did refine them a little bit since the Anubis 1.0. Like, I was a little bit more concerned. This just feels a lot more substantial. The way it's put together, I feel like there's not as many like pinch points. It's easier to use. It gives you about like 12 inches of distance, so you can put it on like hole number 6 and you can drop the kickstand down. Any spot lower than that, you're not going to be able to. So like, I was doing bench press and I wasn't able to drop the kickstand down. At that point, I was just utilizing it as a regular safety spotter arm. And then you can go all the way up to like hole number 12 and drop the kickstand down. The thing about these attachments, they all come with like pins that you can utilize. The J-cups come with pins. The safety spotter arms come with pins, but these pins aren't long enough and they're not magnetic. Like, they're long enough to go through the hole just fine, but I feel like if they had a little bit of magnet and stayed put a little bit, that would be even better. I am utilizing it. You can put that in the hole, which is cool, but there's too much play, and this pin can pop out. Like, the thing I was hoping that they would do that they didn't do from the 1.0 to the 2.0 is add UHMW. The tolerance on this is not great. There's a lot of wiggle room, I would say. If they had added those UHMW plastic, it would take care of that, and it would tighten up these tolerances, and it wouldn't be wiggling as much, and I wouldn't have to worry about scratching up this nice, beautiful paint job. All in all, it is kind of cool that they come with these. One thing they got rid of from the 1.0 is they had a dumbbell rack here, and it only held 5 dumbbells, so it was kind of silly. They got rid of it, and I'm super happy they did, because this cross member not only adds stability to this rack, but obviously it gives you a place to store your J-cups and your safety spotter arms when not in use, because before I had to put my safety spotter arms and my J-cups on the floor. And that's huge for something like this. If you're dealing with an all-in-one integrated rack system and you got cables and trolleys and things, you want to be able to take off the J-cups and the safety spotter arms as efficiently as possible and have a place to put them. This also did come with a pegboard. I just chose not to put it on. I mean, that's cool to store your attachments, but I'm representing my American flag there, and I'm not about to cover it up with the pegboard. So I'll figure something else out, but I think they did upgrade the pegboard as well, so hopefully those hooks aren't falling off when you go to pull off the attachment, because I had that issue with the 1.0 version. Getting into the weight stack, finally the other one came, and I just put this together now, but it's 170 pounds. I got the stickers on. It starts at a 10-pound plate, which is going to be a 2-to-1 cable ratio, so you're going to have that 5-pound feel weight. Maybe a little bit more than 5 pounds, given that all this stuff is connected, but having a light start weight is nice for all those different isolation style exercises, one-arm lateral raises, and different things you want to do. The fact it only goes up to 175 pounds total, 2-to-1 cable ratio, that's not that much weight. I would rather have the functionality of the weight stack, and you can always get like a gym pin or something if you wanted to add more weight to this weight stack. And they do have a weight stack upgrade coming, up another 60 pounds, so 235 pounds total, 2-to-1 cable pulley ratio. That's a lot of weight, for sure. That's a lot of weight. Also have an option where you can get a Smith machine in here as well. It would obviously push this out a little bit, but having a Smith machine would be cool. And then you have the weight stacks. If you're short on space like me, I just have one side of the garage. Having a separate functional trainer and a rack might be a lot for this space. So integrating them together, I'm honestly blown away and impressed by just the pop of this red and just the smoothness of this and the whole design of this. I really like it. Like, I have a rep rack, and I'm trying to like rationalize like what I'm gonna do with that rack if I don't know. It's like there's some sort of trade-off. Like, this rack, this gauge steel is extremely nice and it suits my needs. Like, I don't know if spending so much more money would be that much more of a benefit. There's like a cost to benefit analysis here. So $2,200 for the Anubis 2.0 Elite. They have the Ultimate, which has the Smith bar. But yeah, the final price is going to be $2,400. So you can get a second chance early access at this. I'm not sure how much the competitors' prices are, but just from what I'm looking at, they're trying to refine this. It feels like super nice. Like, I'm very impressed, and I'm glad I went with the red and the adjustable bench. So I'm not sure how long this is going to stay in Maguire's gym, but I do really like it. I'm able to get a full stretch on this, which is nice, doing lat pull downs on a single upright. Some people may not, but they did raise the trolley 2 inches. And the rollers on this, just the smoothness of this, it falls into place so easy. Click, 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 click. This didn't feel as good on the 1.0 version. So I don't know what they did, but it has the pull-up bar with the straight bar and the multi-grip options with neutral grip and things like that. I've always liked how Mikolo designs their pull-up bars. I've had quite a few things from this company, and this is by far the best. If you have any questions, let's talk about this bench, though. This is the Bastet 2.0 adjustable flat incline decline bench. Honestly, this is a pretty sick option. I do want to start with the bad, and the bad is going to be these wheels. They are absolutely tiny. We need to upgrade these wheels and make them bigger and beefier, because this thing is big and beefier. Also, I think they painted these bolts, and I tried for the life of me to utilize the bolt and get it on here to attach these two pieces together when it showed up, and I couldn't do it. So I ended up utilizing a different bolt that I had laying around. I think it was due to the fact that these are like painted or whatever it is. Hopefully that was just my particular case, and it won't be that way with you. Obviously, this can stand up, and it has rubber feet, right? That's a pro for me. The ability to stand up obviously is going to be huge for a home gym. It's got nice features on it with all the different angles, and it's laser cut angles, the closed ladder system design. Nice knurling throughout. Like, this is a nice touch. The knurling up here is a nice touch. And it only weighs 76 pounds, which is nice. So it's easy to move around. You can do decline, which is even cool. It's got the aluminized like pop pin down there for you to do decline. And then when it is standing up, obviously, as you can tell, it doesn't stay fully, like the seat wants to slide forward, which is whatever. I don't really care. At least it's standing up out of the way. And I'm confident that it's not going to just tip over if my kids breathe on it. I have utilized one of these from another budget company, and it felt like a pre-production model. This is a lot more refined. The way you can utilize this to do like maybe chest-supported row variations or different like bicep curl, preacher curl, things like that. So it does add a little bit of functionality in that case. And honestly, the way they do it is it's a full rod. The other one was just a pop pin that I utilized. This is going to be a lot more secure. Here we go. Lowering it down. The padding on this is extremely nice. It's got the Mikolo Fitness, nice padding. If I wanted to drop that down, I could. And then I got a decline angle as well. So all in all, this bench paired with this rack, it's a pretty cool compact setup from a budget company. $450 for this. The finishes, everything, it feels extremely premium. I'll try and convey that through my shots of B-roll and just show this up close. But I am very impressed with these two products just in general. Fortunate to have it in-house. Thank you to Mikolo Fitness for sending it out for a review. I'm going to try and put out maybe like a long-term, 1-month review or something like that, maybe a workout video. So let me know if you have any questions down in the comments. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you in the next one. Holy shit.